It's just love. Source Sport International.
Hello students, welcome to the Source Sport learning session on the topic of the tissue for the biology for grade 7 student. This is the first chapter of the biology. So as you know, Source Sport is one of the leading names that helps students in their goals through the schooling, sports and life skills. So let us start our class. Okay. Today's class you are going to learn about what do you mean by tissues, type of plant tissue and the structure and functions of the plant tissue. This is the basic structure of the tissue. This one is the plant tissue and this one is the animal tissue. Okay, the basic difference between plant tissue and animal tissues are, in plant tissue you can find the cell wall which is made of cellulose, but in the animal tissue there is no cell wall. In the plant tissue you can find that chloroplast, but in the animal tissue you cannot find that one. And these are the basic thin cell organelles you can see in both in plant cell and animal cell. Okay, this is the structure given in your, this is the picture given in your book. Okay, first come to what do you mean by cell? The cell is the basic structural and functional biological unit of the organism, that is called cell, and it is also known as building blocks of the life. Then come to what do you mean by tissue? Tissue is the cellular organization level between cells and complete organ. So tissue is the cellular part, cell organization level between the cells. Cells join together to form the tissue. Basic unit of the organism is the cell. When cells join together, that form a tissue. The branch of biology that includes the study of tissue of plants and animals called histology. These are a different kind of tissue, parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma, and this is typical plant cell structure. Okay, then come to the introduction part of our topic. The cell is the basic unit of the life. It contains various cell organelles that perform various functions. In unicellular organism, the single cell is capable of performing all the life process. Unicellular organism only single cell, but multicellular organism more than one cell, millions of cells are there. The cells do not perform all the functions. All cells do not perform all the functions. Different functions such as excretion, respiration, and reproduction are carried out by the special group of cells. This feature is called division of labor. A group of similar cells performing a specific function is known as tissue. Tissue from various organs. However, all plants and animals do not possess the same type of tissue. Plant possesses certain type of tissue while animal possesses another type of tissue. The tissues are different from plants and animals. First come to the plant tissue. Have you ever thought why plants keep growing year after year whereas the animals such as human beings stop growing after a certain period? Because some plant cells are in the state of division throughout their lives. These dividing cells constitute tissue responsible for the growth of the plant. So this kind of tissue called meristematic tissue. So what are the characteristics of the meristematic tissue? They are dividing cell. Unspecialized cell that can divide it indefinite to produce new cell. Meristem is the region where meristematic cells develop. Meristematic tissue are usually found at the apex of the root and shoot. So meristematic tissue is not found in animal cell. Hence, continuous growth is not possible in the animal. So, How do all cells of plants divide all the time? No, it is not so, because during early growth, only the cells of meristematic tissue divided. Later, some cells become specialized and stop dividing. So these cells are called permanent tissue. So basically in plant cell, two types of tissues are there. One is meristematic, one is permanent tissue. Meristematic tissue are dividing cell, but permanent tissue are not dividing cell. This chart is given in your book that plant tissue divided meristematic tissue, permanent tissue, again meristematic tissue divided apical meristem, intercalary and lateral meristem. Permanent tissue divided simple tissue, complex tissue. Simple tissue, parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma. Complex tissue, xylem and phloem. Meristematic tissue. These are the characteristics of meristematic tissue. You can find this one in the root and shoot region. They are living and small in size. They have thin cell walls. Their cells are rich in cytoplasm and have a distinct nucleus. No space between the cells. The cells divide actively, thus help the plant to grow rapidly. This is picture from your book. This part is called apical meristem, and in this part intercalary meristem present, and bottom of this lateral meristems are present. So what is apical meristem? Apical meristem are found at the growing tips of roots and shoot. Here, these tissue are responsible for the increase in the length of the roots and shoot of the plant. Then come to intercalary meristem. Intercalary meristem are found in the nodes, along internodes and on the leaf base of monocots. So internode and node, you can see the intercalary meristem. They help in the growth of the branches around the nodes and also help the growth of the length of the plant at internode. Then come to lateral meristem. These are found in the conducting tissue, that is xylem and phloem. Lateral meristem are also called cambium and are responsible for the increase in the growth of the plants. The main difference between the node and internode. Okay, previous slide we see the intercalary meristem are present in the node and internode. So what is node and internode? Is that node is the point of attachment of leaves to the stem, whereas internode is the distance between the two consecutive nodes. So where here we'll see this is the node where leaf arise. This is another node where another leaf arise. So in between these two nodes, that is called internode. Then come to the permanent tissue, meristematic tissue, that is three types: apical, intercalary, lateral. Then come to permanent tissue, which is divided two types, simple and complex. Let's see the characteristic of permanent tissue. The cells are variable in size, have thin or thick wall. Cytoplasm is very scanty. The nucleus, if present, in very small in size. Cells are not capable of division. Simple and complex. Simple tissue, parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. Let's come to the parenchyma. Parenchyma cells are living and more or less isodiametric. That is, they have equal diameter. That means they have equal diameter. They may be spherical, oval or polygonal in shape and thin wall with intercellular space. Parenchyma tissue has intercellular space like this. Parenchyma is the most abundantly found tissue in the plant and is present in the cortex and pith of the stem. The cortex of the root, pulp of the fruits and mesophyll of the leaves. So what is the function of the parenchyma? It stores food materials and also provide temporary support to the plant. Some parenchyma cells contain chlorophyll that is called collenchyma. In some aquatic plants, parenchyma cells have star-shaped air space that is called aerenchyma, which gives buoyancy to the aquatic plants to help them to float. So these are the structure of the three type of simple tissue: parenchyma, collenchyma, and sclerenchyma. Parenchyma is here, collenchyma simple pitware, and in sclerenchyma the wall is very thick. Come to the collenchyma. Collenchyma cells are living and somewhat elongated with the thickened corners. Corners are thickened. No intercellular space between the cells. Collenchyma is found in the leaf stalk of epidermis of the dicot plant. They are absent in monocot plants. So collenchyma absent in monocot plants. The function of this provide tensile strength to the leaves and stem of the dicot plant. So collenchyma only present in the dicot plants. Then come to the sclerenchyma. Sclerenchyma cells are dead with extremely thick wall throughout the plant. Intercellular space are absent. Sclerenchyma is found in the veins of leaves and stem, and the function to provide mechanical strength of the plant. So this is all about the simple tissue parenchyma, collenchyma, and sclerenchyma. This table is given in your book. The differentiation between parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma on the basis of location, shape, nature, and functions. Parenchyma, collenchyma are living, but sclerenchyma dead. Where they can found parenchyma, you can see cortex of the root, stem, and pith of the stem. Collenchyma midrib, epidermis of dicot plants. In monocot plant, collenchyma fully absent. Sclerenchyma is a vascular tissue and stem. You can see this one in the vascular tissue. Shape, isodiametric cells with little intercellular space. In both collenchyma, sclerenchyma, no space. Sclerenchyma is varying in size and cell wall is thickened, but collenchyma is elongated in size. Function of parenchyma: packing tissue, food storage, provide buoyancy in the aquatic plants. That is called aerenchyma. Its collenchyma provide tensile strength, mechanical support. Sclerenchyma only mechanical support. So these are the basic difference between parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma on the basis of location, shape, nature, and function of the cell. You can see this video in our YouTube channel, and you can subscribe this one. Next class, I will continue with the second part of the tissue. So thank you.